Hello and welcome back to another Veranda update at the one, tiny home number one at 24 Windsor. Now it has been a while since our last update, but we have been very busy, so we have some really exciting updates to share. To get things started, first I want to say a big thank you to all of those who have reached out to us after Hurricane Beryl, just to check upon us to see how we're doing. We're very happy to report that we had no damage to the cabin, which was a massive relief for us. The cabin is actually located in a little valley beside a stream, and it's surrounded by trees and bamboos from all sides, which we believe protected it from the full impact of the Category 4 winds. The bamboo appears to have taken the brunt of the winds, and some of the taller trees either snapped or lost branches. Our biggest shocker was when we saw that our jackfruit tree was not spared. Our breadfruit tree got some well-needed pruning from the heavy winds, so we lost some of the fruits, but we were planning to prune the trees anyway to prevent them from getting too tall. So this has kind of saved us the effort. We took down the Starlink dish before the hurricane as a precaution because we didn't think that the temporary mount that it's on could withstand the heavy winds. Right? I think it was a good idea not to get it tested. But since we came back, remounted the Starlink on the stand, and the service has been really good since then. Where the Starlink is located now, we may have to relocate again after the trees around it get a little bit taller, because once there's obstruction, we expect to have signal loss and intermittent break in our service. As for the solar panels, we left them mounted. The main reason is that I just never had the tools at the time to take them down before the hurricane. But we were lucky this time, and they remain up, and no damage whatsoever, and they're still functioning perfectly. So we're really grateful and giving thanks that we didn't have any damage to the cabin, and there was not much damage to anything else on the property. Now for a quick update on what we have been doing for the last few months. We have now almost completed staining and painting the inside of the cabin. My son and I spent a few days doing the first and the second coats. He focused initially on the loft, and I took the main area, which is below the loft. The original plan was to stain the entire inside with early American, but eventually we made a change to the plan and introduced more colors. We went with a dark grey-black paint for the support beams, which looks great, and a white paint for the front and back walls. The white paint made the space look much brighter and a little bit bigger as well. We still have some touching out to do, and there's this one area where the solar equipment was installed that needs to be stained. So we're really looking forward to completing that part of the project. We have also done some major work on the outside front and back of the cabin. If you remember, we started with the T111 plyboard for the walls, with the plain side of the ply showing from the outside. Although structure-wise this was okay, the aesthetics was off, so we needed a facelift. We decided to cover the ply with a 1x6 groove and tongue cladding. To get this done, the hard part was again getting the material from the drop point to the cabin site. Once we got it to the site, our contractor started the build and completed the back wall, which took less than a day. It was at this point that we discovered that my calculation was off, and I had only purchased enough material to complete the back wall. I guess I didn't multiply by 2. So it was back to the hardware store and then carrying the additional material up to the cabin again. After observing the contractor and helping out with the install for the back, I picked up the basics and was able to take on the installation at the front. It took some time to get the hang of it, and I had to use the veranda as a makeshift workbench for cutting the board. Once the install was done, it was stained with a clear transparent stain, which just brings out the natural wood color. Looks great. We are now happy to report that the install is done, and we are very happy with the results. What do you think? Finally, we are happy to report that we have stepped up to an OGO composting toilet, and now we have taken all action inside the cabin. Now this was a major decision, as the concern was whether we would have any lingering odor inside the cabin. But after much YouTube reviews, we went ahead with the Ogo and we are happy with it. The installation was straightforward and using and cleaning is also quite easy. So far, it is working as advertised. We will do a full review in a few months' time and share our experience with using the Ogo. Now timber remains our #1 priority, and with the much needed rainfall, the work of keeping the trees clear and weeding is ongoing. We anticipate that the weeding phase of this project will last for another about 24 months, until the smallest trees are about 12 feet tall. Once we are there, then we are in kind of maintenance mode with caring for the trees. So I decided not to do this one in patois, but next time it will be 100% patois veranda update at the one. So keep posted, give it a like, share some comments, we'll respond to the feedbacks them, and remember, subscribe, alright? Click the little bell icon so you know when things are going on. So next time, see you.